afternoon, everyone. Good day, grade 11 learners. Welcome to Home Radio here on Marine National High School. This is Teacher Adrian F. Hernando of Marine National High School, your teacher broadcaster for grade 11 Biology 1. And I will be with you as we make the most of our discussion today. I would like to invite you to join us in this learning experience at home. At this point, I want you to prepare your learning activity sheets in Biology 1. Also, bring with you your pen and notebooks so that you may take down important notes as we go along the lesson. Are you ready now? Awesome! Be sure you are in a good, comfortable, and well-ventilated learning environment so you can listen to the topic very well. Our lesson for today is classifying different cell types and specify their functions. Ready? Before we start, this module was designed and written to help you master the nature of biology. The scope of this module contains activities that can guide you in many different learning situations. After going through this module, you are expected to classify different cell types and specify the function of each. Of course, before we can classify cell types, let us first define what is a cell. You can write your answer in the comment box or text me your answers. I'll give you 5 seconds. Yes, Annie texted me and defined what is a cell. It's been a fact that you already know what is a cell since you are in your junior years. The cell is the basic unit of life in all organisms, like humans and animals. Plants are also composed of several cells. The plant cell is surrounded by a cell wall, which is involved in providing shape to the plant cells. Apart from the cell wall, there are other organelles that are associated with different cellular activities. There is an enormous range of animal cells. Each is adapted to perform specific functions, such as carrying oxygen, contracting muscles, secreting mucus, or protecting organs. What is present now on the slide is an example of animal cell. Now let's begin with the new lesson. What are the different types of cell? We have plant cell and animal cell. Plant cells are multicellular eukaryotic cells that make up a plant. Being eukaryotic cells, they have a defined nucleus with specialized structure organelles that enables it to function in an orderly manner. The plant cell has a well-defined cell wall made up of a glucose components, plastids that perform photosynthesis, and storage of carbohydrate in central vacuoles for regulating the cell's turgor. When we say turgor, that is the distension of the protoplasmic layer and wall of a plant cell by the fluid contents. Pressure and a nucleus which controls the cell's general mechanisms, including reproduction of the plant cells. There are 7 types of plant cells. The first type, we have the parenchyma cells. Parenchyma cells are live, undifferentiated cells found in a variety of places of the plant's bodies. They participate in several mechanisms of the plant, including photosynthesis, food storage, secretion of waste materials. The experimental observation indicated that they appear green, just like what you see on the background of the slide. The second type of plant cell, we have parenchyma cells. Again, parenchyma cells. They are elongated cells found below the epidermis and in young plants on the outer layer of their stems and leaves. They become alive after maturing up and are derivatives of the meristems, and they found in the vascular on the plant stem corners. They occur in the peripheral region of the plant, and they are found in the plant roots. Experimental observation may appear red. So this is how a parenchyma looks like in a microscope. There are also 4 types of parenchyma based on the thickness of the wall and the cell arrangement. We have the angular parenchyma, annular parenchyma, lamellar parenchyma, and lacunar parenchyma. So you can see the difference in their thickness. The third type of plant cell is sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma, these are parenchyma cells that have an agent of the cell wall that plays a major role in hardening its cell wall. So, sclerenchyma is considered, or they are parenchyma cells. They are also these are mature parenchyma cells with a secondary cell wall over the primary cell wall. They are found in all plant roots, and they are important in anchoring and giving support to the plants. The fourth one is the xylem cells. Xylem cells are complex cells found in the vascular tissue of plants, mostly in woody plants. The fifth, we have phloem. Phloem cells are located outside the xylem layer of the cells. They become alive at maturity because they need the energy to move materials. They function to transport food from the plant leaves to other parts of the plant. They also have a flaccid cell wall, hence they lack tensile strength that allows them to move materials at high pressure. The illustration shows how a phloem looks like, and also a xylem. So you see the difference between a phloem and a xylem. The next plant cell is meristematic cell. They are also known as meristems. These are the cells in a plant that divide continuously throughout the life of a plant. They have a self-renewal ability and high metabolism to control the cell. The last, but definitely not the least type of plant cell, is the epidermal cell. These are the external cells of the plants, offering protection from water loss, pathogenic invaders such as fungi. They are placed closely together with no intracellular spaces. They are covered with a waxy cuticle layer to reduce water loss, and they covered with a waxy cuticle layer. And these cells cover the plant stems, leaves, roots, and plant seeds. From the word epidermal, it is somewhat related to the coverings of a plant in terms of the stem, leaves, roots, and plant seeds. Again, these are the types of plant cells. We have 7 types of plant cells. Can you enumerate them? You can write your answers in the comment box, or you can direct message me. Let's have a recap. What are the different types of plant cell? First, we have parang wala na nag-comment. Asa na sila? Natulugan na ako. Now let's move on to the different types of animal cells. The first animal cell is skin cell. The skin cells of animals mostly consist of keratinocytes and melanocytes. Keratinocytes make up around 90% of all skin cells and produce a protein called keratin. Keratin is also an element or a thing that keeps our hair looks beautiful, and it is found most in our nails. The keratin in skin cells helps to make skin an effective layer of protection for the body. Keratin also makes hair and nails, just what I've said a while ago. So when you say sites, since the skin cell consists of keratinocytes and melanocytes, when we say sites, that is referring to cell, whereas melanocytes, from the term melanin, that is the one responsible to the coloration of our skin. As Asians have a fair skin, wherein the Americans or the Caucasians have lighter skin because they have lesser melanin in their skin. Oops! Huwag niyo na akong tanungin. Maraming melanin sa aking skin. Moving on, look ko ang sarili ko para siya sharp. Okay, next, the second animal cell type, we have the muscle cell. Muscle cell or myocytes, myo, that is a term for muscle, and cyte, cell. We also call it as muscle fiber or muscle cell. As you can see on the background of the slide, that is the microscopic view of a muscle cell, are long, tubular cells responsible for moving an organism's limb and organs. Muscle cells can be either skeletal muscles, cardiac muscles, or smooth muscles. So, as you can see on the slide, the first illustration or graphic, you can see how muscle cell looks like. Parang pinalatan yung tao, no? We have nagmamadali po yung slides natin. The cardiac muscle, and smooth muscle cells. Wow, sexy. The third, do you have any clue what is the third type of animal cell? Plus 10. Plus 10 tayo sa unang magko-comment sa FB Live natin. What is the third type of animal cell, as presented in the slide. 5 seconds starts now. It is blood cells. Blood cells can be split into red and white blood cells. Red blood cells make up around 99.9% of all blood cells and are responsible for delivering oxygen from the lungs to the rest of the body. Red blood cells are the only animal cells that do not have a nucleus. White blood cells, on the other hand, are a vital part of an animal's immune system and help to battle infections by killing off damaging bacteria and other compounds. That's the reason why if we are sick and we go to a doctor, especially nowadays, the first assessment that the doctor will give to us is an X-ray, especially if you're coughing and if you have a fever, the CBC or the complete blood count. Based from the complete blood count test or CBC, the doctor will be able to identify what causes your illness or your sickness. Is it viral or bacterial? If it is viral, katulad ni corona, the white blood cell result is in normal. But if it is bacterial, the white blood cell count in your blood is up or above normal. Why? Because the white blood cell, as stated a while ago, help to battle infections by killing off damaging bacteria and other compounds. White blood cell ang lumalaban kapag may bacterial infection ang ating katawan. Of course, when red blood cell is below normal, we have anemia. Ma'am, paano pag mas mataas ang red blood cell? It's okay. Mas maganda yun, mas healthy tayo. Now, let's move on to the fourth type of animal cell. On the slide, you can see an example of the fourth type of animal cell. You can comment down. Minutes. That is the nerve cell. So yun, wala pa rin nakahula, wala pa rin plastic. Nerve cell is also called neurons. They are the main cells of the nervous system. The human brain alone has around 100 billion nerve cells. They are the message carriers of animal cells and deliver and receive signals using dendrites and axons. Dendrites and axons are extensions from the cell that receive and export signals to and from the cell. respectively. So, nerve cells, the main cells of the nervous system. It carries message. For example, if your seatmate right now, while listening to our broadcast or in your FB Live, spank you, then what would be your reaction? Your reaction is received by the dendrites and released into the axons, direct or up into your brainstem, and then that's the time that you will react. The faster you react, the more healthy your nerve cells. So ma'am, paano po yung mga matagal mag-react? Tinusok mo na nga ng karayong hindi pa magre-react agad. Magkakalayo po yung mga nerve cells nila. Matagal ang reaction. O baka inaantok. Also, nerve cells, since it is stated that nerve cells in our human brain is composed of 100 billion. So imagine 100 billion nerve cells. Kaya in our entire body, there are plenty of nerve cells na kapag nasusugat tayo, mas masakit yung mas mababaw na sugat compared doon sa deep cut. Lalo na yung mga nagagasgas sa motor, sa pagdadrive ng motor, right? So bakit kaya mas mahapdi yun compare sa mas malalim na sugat? Because nerve cells are just under our epidermis or just under our skin. Kaya mas masakit yung reaction, yung dendrites and axons that works and export signals to our brain is active. Kaya gano'n. Yun pala yun. So, just merely looking at the FB Live, the screen, or the presentations, yan, yung itsura ng nerve cell. Pag tinitigan mong mabuti, mahihypnotize ka at mabibilang mo siguro lahat ng nerve cells ng katawan mo. So, that is an example of a nerve cell. We have the cell body, the dendrite, and the axon. Moving forward, we have another type of seconds. Then sa second type, we have analog, 10 points for the first one to answer. Per slide po tayo ha sa pag-comment, hindi lahat. Yung isa, numerate na niya, si Ms. Salazar. Pero at least, I know that you're listening actively and participating. So this fifth type of animal cell is this kind of fat cells. Yes po, they are fat cells. Yeah. Fat cells are also known as adipocytes from the term adipo or adipose tissue, collection of fat cells or adipocytes is adipose tissue, or we call it the lipocytes, lipo, fats. They are used to store fats and other lipids as energy reserves. We have two common types of fats in cells in animals: the white fat cells and the brown fat cells. Ano kaya meron sa akin? White or brown? The main difference between the two cell types is the way they store lipids. White fat cells have one large lipid drop, whereas in brown fat cells, there are multiple smaller lipid droplets spread throughout the cell. Ako as an individual, or ano ba, should I consider myself hindi naman lucky, pero observing a person under the operating table, I was able to differentiate, or I was able to witness, to see white fat cells and brown fat cells. Sabi niya, the difference between the two types is the way they store lipids. Yes, mas maraming water ang white fat cells, or mas larger ang contents niya compared to brown fat cells. And yes, kung anong itsura, ganun. Ganun yung, kung anong itsura nung na-imagine nyo right now na fat cells, ganun yun kapag nakita or pinopera ka ng isang tao. It's just that what you see on the slide is the microscopic colored view of fat cells. Once again, what are the types of animal cells? We have the first one is skin cells. Second, we have blood cells. The third, we have the muscle cells, the nerve cells, and fat cells. Now, are you ready to answer the written works and performance tasks on your learning activity sheets? You can start answering after our discussion. Thank you for listening. For questions, queries, and clarifications, you can get in touch with me through my FB account, Adrian Hernando RN, or reach me through my mobile number. And if you want to review our presentation, this will be uploaded in my YouTube channel, Amiable A. Just search Amiable A. Five minutes ko na, tapos 5 minutes. Before we end this lesson, I want to review those that answered in the comment box. Anilove Rafael, Jessamine Fulioso, Thank you for tuning in. Miss Salazar, thank you for your answers. Very good. Also, Miss Kayreli Salarson. Especially those students, Miss Sandrine Joros, thank you for tuning in despite na hindi STEM ang iyong subject. Thank you. Well, that's it for now. It's nice being with you, class, in this whole semester. I hope you learned a lot in Biology 1. Hope to see you soon, face to face. Hoping. Always remember, your attitude is like a price tag. It shows how valuable you are. Enjoy your school break. Once again, I am Adrian F. Hernando, your biology broadcaster teacher, signing off. To God be the highest glory.